1st and 10. He's taking a shot here. And the ball is caught for a touchdown. What a catch by
Kendrell Perkins! Boy, when you thought you'd seen it all.
Welcome to the nation.
I can't hear cause you ain't talking about nothing, 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 ain't talking about nothing. What you talking about? Baby talking about the same old thing. I'ma have to call a foul in the game. What you talking about?
What up, Raider Nation? It's the samoanxraider here for another show, another day, another video. So we're here. It's been a long weekend. We didn't have any game going on the past Sunday. It was our bye week. Good thing we didn't lose, so that's the good news, right? I rhyme, but I'm not a rapper. So there's still a lot of news that's been going on throughout this past weekend, and you know everything's still going trailing from the Dennis Allen being fired and Tony Sparano being hired. A lot of news about coaches coming, about who will be our next coach, about LA, about where's this team gonna go. Also, if Matt Schaub should take over and just start these games or leave Carr in there. But we'll get on that on this episode. So let's get in it. First of all, Rich Gannon has some comments about the Raiders. Negative comments. Obviously, it was a rant on the Raider Nation and on the Raider team that's just been doing horrible. If you guys don't even know, check out the link below. I'll put the link to the video. Mikey Raiders got it up, so check that out. He basically went on a rant and just bashed the Raiders for telling the truth. He basically told the truth. I was listening to it. I wasn't really mad. I wasn't mad about it. I dusted it off. I was like, you know, he's just telling the truth. I mean, we all talk shit about the Raiders because we all get heated in the moment. And I guess that's how he took it out. And he followed. Well, Reece also came back and was talking about Rich Gannon and, oh, you've never been around. Have you ever came to our practices? There's real leaders. We work our butts off every day. And I can understand that you guys do. Reece, he's a great leader and everything. And I respect that. I respect him. I respect Charles and everything that they do. But you can be a leader every day at practice and look good. If you don't show it on Sunday, then there's a big problem. Dennis Allen, I don't think he brings that intensity that everybody, he didn't like that fire under each player. I mean, there's so much a player can do to lead the team, but to go out on game days, to change up the scheme during halftime if we're losing, Dennis Allen wasn't that kind of guy, so I think that has to do parts with him. But back to Gannon, my bad. Gannon just told he just went off on a rant. Who doesn't? All of the Raider Nation, we all do that. We run off on rants on this team. But we always come back and, you know, just still love this team and support this team with everything that we do. Gannon came back and apologized after Reece's comments. Like, wow, all of a sudden, if you're going to be a man, stick to your word. Don't just apologize because a player came out on you. But then again, he didn't say none of that when Reece was in the radio show or whatnot. So I see where you go with that. But Rich Gannon, just come on by. Be our quarterback's coach or something, man. We need you anyway. We still love you. We still respect you. Moving on. Next subject is this hype with all these coaches. Who would be our next coach? Oh, Mark Davis just going after John Gruden at all costs and everything. It's just all over the place. I really don't think we should have this talk. I mean, it's entertaining to have this talk about who could be our next coach, who's a potential head coach, but we're still in the beginning of the season, and Tony Sparano just started his job. Kind of sucks to hear about all this talk when you just put Tony Sparano up there. I mean, he's the interim head coach, so I understand that. But it is kind of entertaining. That's why I'm still going to talk about it. First of all, John Gruden, that's like, everybody celebrates him like he's a god, like he's the Raider god to put this and solve this whole thing together. I mean, honestly, me, I'm a John Gruden supporter. I would love to have him on the team, but just for the way that Mark Davis is taking it, like, just he would pay big bucks just to get John Gruden and everything. If you hear me out, he came into the Oakland Raiders when the Oakland Raiders was on the come up and everything. He did some good choices here and there, but when he went to the Buccaneers, you know, everybody knows that was a team already built. And he went there and easily went to the playoffs, easily won that Super Bowl by getting on the plays, you know. I mean, they cheated, but that's besides the point. After that Buccaneer season, you haven't really heard the Buccaneers since then. He hasn't had good draft picks. I mean, he's been all over the place, but John Gruden, I know he's still got that mind, you know, to talk, and he got that fire that we need, and I would love to have him. So I would have him. Just don't try knocking down his door and trying to get him at all costs and giving him big bucks and everything. Next up, Mike Holmgren. This happened, yesterday. I didn't know nothing about him, and that shows how much NFL I know, or NFL history I know. I know a lot of football, but I really didn't keep up with this. But Mike Holmgren, who did coach Brett Favre, one of the Hall of Famers, future Hall of Fame quarterbacks, or he is a Hall of Famer, my bad. One of the greatest quarterbacks. And he also coached the Seahawks team that was really good and took him to the Super Bowl with Matt Hasselbeck. But he's, I think, the GM or something. He's with the Browns right now. So I don't know his whole resume, everything, but I hear that he has a lot of experience and he can change the team around and whatnot. I see the Raider Nation is 50-50 on this. So you know what? If he can change this organization, I don't mind bringing him on there. But I'm cautious with this guy because I don't know. People say he hasn't even coached in forever. And he's about 66 years old. He recently just came to Oakland for a visit. And he kind of doubts the coaching job. But he's here for a visit. You never know what's going to happen. But that's the deal with him. And then there's Jim Harbaugh. Jim Harbaugh, our rivalry. On the other side of the bay, he's their coach. He's the Winers coach. And he said that he would love to coach for Oakland. My thoughts? I'd rather have him over John Gruden because he is a proven coach. He didn't win the Super Bowl, but he brought that team to the Super Bowl, and he has that fire. Like, I just don't think the 49ers, they didn't like him, and he talked too much. He got in too many people's faces and whatnot. But Jim Harbaugh, I wouldn't mind bringing him along. He could bring that fire out of all these guys. They say that he didn't even create that team. He didn't make that team the 49ers team that they are today, but he lit a fire in all of them and made that team who they are. They had that talent there, and look at where they are now. They still suck, but I mean, come on now. They're better than before. But that's the same thing I said about our team. We have a lot of potential on our team. We have a lot of veterans and rookies that have the skills to succeed. But we don't have the coach to bring out of them. Hopefully Tony Sparano is that guy. And I'll get to Tony Sparano in a little. But I believe Jim Harbaugh, I know he's probably saying because his job is over anyways and the Oakland job will be wide open for him. But he would light that fire for all of them. And I feel like he's just doing this because his job's in jeopardy anyways. But it would be great to have him and go up against the Niners, man. Have revenge against them. So, Jim Harbaugh, I'm down. Alright, moving on from that. Reports had on Bleacher Report lately, I think it came out last night or yesterday sometime, I just read that they said 12 to 24 months from now, there will probably be a team in LA. They're going to try to speculate on bringing a team. You know, the Raiders are one of 3 teams likely to move back to LA. But let me read this. Thus far in 2014 season, Oakland and St. Louis have combined for a 1-7 record, and we don't have that one, though. Either organization could use a change in scenery to refresh their respective outlooks. In that context, since the Raiders' stadium deal expires after this current year, they seem like a prime candidate. Oakland just fired coach Dennis Allen and could potentially rid itself of general manager Reggie McKenzie, too, whose attempt to overhaul the roster this offseason has produced 0 wins to date. But yeah, I feel like LA could be a good home for the Raiders since they have been here before, to start new and start fresh and have a good future ahead of them. You know, Al always said the greatness in the Raiders are in the future, and I feel like that is the future for the Raider Nation. But don't take my words for that, and don't bash me for that, Raider Nation. That's just my opinion on how I feel, and it'll be great. They stay in Oakland, that'll be great as well. I love the Oakland Raiders. They just need a new stadium, man. They need a new place, just some new soil for us to grow and have a great team. and attract a lot of players to come here, because we're gonna be balling after this offseason, and hopefully we'll be balling during this season. So moving on, if you guys haven't seen the video by Sparano and his first actions before practice with his own team, check it out.
Represents, and what this hole represents are the first 4 games of the season, the first quarter of our season. So this ball to me goes in this hole. Okay, it's 4 games worth. All right, goes in the hole, and I'm gonna put the first piece of dirt on it. Okay, anybody else that wants to put any dirt on it, you help yourself, and if you don't feel like you need to do anything like that, okay, I'm fine with that. But here's your shovel, here's your tool, and those 4 games are over with, and we're about ready to go to work here. Okay, everybody understand that?
There we go.
Main line. Perfect. You good?
That's powerful right there, giving me the chills right there. I'm already liking him, man. He's on the right track with all of us and all of the Raider Nation. He probably can turn it around, and he has been a proven coach before. But that right there, that's what starts changes in a team. That's what fires a team up. Put that fire under them. That's that thing that the Raiders need, to bury that shit in the past, bury everything in the past. That losing record, that 0-4 record, they need to stop. They need to stop with all of that. They need to leave that all in the past and look towards the future, because we still got a lot of games to go, and I feel like we still can do something if we all come together and just play to win the game. So yeah, Derek Carr is back in action today at practice. So it looks like he's going to be starting this week against the San Diego Chargers. Ooh. Matt Schaub came back to practice thinking he was going to get the job. Well, I guess not, because Derek Carr looks like he's back. He's looking ready, and he could start this game. And I feel like he can do something. And they added a new weapon, Kenbrell Tompkins. A new weapon, and he has been doing good. He was one of Brady's top targets in his rookie season, and he has a lot of potential. We could hopefully see something good with him. So I hope Derek Carr finds him. I hope we have a good connection there, because it looks like Demo might be out of here, which is sad, man. I know he has rough days, but man, he's a Raider, man. But I guess he has to go. Don't be surprised if he does. So, man, Derek Carr's back, and he's in the driver's seat, and I feel like he's gonna come out. He can come out and hopefully win the game. I don't want to have a prediction on this game, because I feel like we're going to win. Then again, I feel like we're going to lose. I don't want to get my hopes up. So it's going to be a good game. We always have good games against the Chargers. And I feel like this week we have a good shot. The Chargers are on a hot roll. They straight murdered the Jets. 31-0 if I'm right. Wow. 31-0. But they come to Oakland. They've always struggled in Oakland. So yeah, we'll see. And it looks like it's going to be a great game. I'm not going to have no prediction right now, but I feel like it's going to be a great game. With all of that, y'all, this is just a nice, relaxed update, review on everything, all news that's been going on with your boy, the samoanxraider. So yeah, don't forget to like, comment, subscribe, everything. Hit that like button. Share with your friends. Hope you guys like my videos. Keep subscribing. Tell everybody about it. And just support the Raider Nation. Support everybody. As I say, follow all the bloggers out there doing their thing. And yeah, Raider Nation, samoanxraider is outro. Woo!